Let's deep dive into cycle syncing. So cycle syncing has been all over the social media world. It's been all over TikTok, all over Instagram. Every time I look on social media, I see a post about cycle syncing. So I am a certified personal trainer and I've been in the fitness world for over 10 years now. And I have done every kind of workout exercise you could possibly think of. I have been a kickbox instructor, Pilates instructor, yoga, bodybuilding, weightlifting, functional training, absolutely everything. I have done it. So of course, when I heard about cycle syncing, I was interested and wanted to learn more. I wanted to try it out and see if it actually does work. And there are so many different studies into it and so many people that have adopted this into their lifestyle, and it showed some amazing results. So of course I was interested and wanted to learn more. Back when I got off of the birth control pill a few years ago, is when I found out that I had PCOS. So this is when I kind of really deep dive into hormone balancing and getting my hormones regulated and feeling better with my diet and exercise and just doing everything that I can to help balance hormones and just feel better overall. So when I first got diagnosed, my doctor told me no more high intensity training, keeping my training to more of a low impact style, walking and just taking it easy. And for me, being a personal trainer and doing functional workouts, HIIT workouts all day, every day, I was absolutely devastated because I love working out like this. I love doing functional training. I love doing HIIT workouts. I love lifting heavy and I love doing these kind of workouts. So when I found out that I was struggling with these hormone imbalances, this is something that I needed to start implementing in order to help better my health and feel better. I really started looking into cycle syncing. So the basic idea around cycle syncing is working out with your cycle, so that way you are working with your energy when it rises and falls, so that way you get the most out of your workouts and the most out of your hormones as we do cycle through. So we have 4 different phases: the menstrual, the follicular, the ovulation, and the luteal phase. So for each of these phases, you're going to be doing kind of different style workouts to make sure that you are using your energy when it's the highest or when it's the lowest. So of course I was intrigued by this because this means that I could still do my heavyweight training, functional training, HIIT style training, and then also do those lower impact style workouts that my doctor had advised for me to do. So I thought this might be a great thing for me to implement personally because I do still love doing those higher intensity workouts and then implementing some of the lower impact style as well while still listening to my hormones and listening to those energy shifts. So again, there's so much research into cycle syncing and a lot of it is not scientifically proven to be accurate, but I thought I would try it out and see how I felt. So back when I was training every single day, working out high intensity workouts, doing all of these crazy different types of workouts every single day for 1 to 2 hours, you know, every day working out really hard, 7 days a week, I was noticing a lot of fatigue, a lot of bloating, a lot of inflammation, and a lot of different hormonal issues. And some of this was because I did have PCOS and that was causing some of this too. But I was putting a ton of stress on my body by working out way too much with these high intensity workouts. That's why I really decided to make this shift and just try it out. It doesn't hurt to try something like this and see how your body responds to it. So I decided to try it out and go full force into cycle syncing. Basically, your first stage, which is your menstrual phase. During our menstrual phase is when we are actually on our period. So it's about the first 7 days. This is when our hormones are low and our energy is the lowest and we are more insulin resistant. So this is a time when our body needs more recovery and more lower impact style. So in cycle syncing on your menstrual phase is when you do more walking and stretching and just lower impact style, you know, know, yoga, walking around your block, stretching when you first wake up, that kind of movement throughout the day, because our energy is at an all-time low. So this is what I first started out with. I started just taking it easy when I'm on my period and making sure to do of a lower impact style movement for the first 7 days to make sure that my body is in recovery and making sure that I'm not over stressing my body, which is what I was doing in the past. And this is something that's really important for me, especially because I do have PCOS and need to take it easy because I don't want to add too much stress onto my cortisol and onto my hormones. So I really enjoyed kind of this low impact style when I was on my period and not feeling the best. So this really did help me feel a lot better. I noticed that my cramps weren't as bad and I wasn't getting as many hormonal symptoms when I was kind of giving my body a little bit more of a break. However, this was a little bit hard for me because I do love to work out, and it was hard for me to not work out for a full 7 days. I was still moving, I was still active, but I wasn't doing my actual strength training, HIIT training style workouts. So it did take me a little bit to adjust to this, but I really did notice a difference in how I was feeling throughout my time of the month. So I really actually enjoyed it. So the next phase is the follicular phase, which is the next 4 to 5 days. So after your period, those 7 days, this is the next 4 to 5 days. So this is when your estrogen is rising and so is your energy. So this is the time to do more cardio and more active style workouts. So in my research, they recommended like swimming and cardio and lightweight training and doing more active style, because this is when your energy is kind of ramping up. So you can kind of do more of those cardio style workouts. So this is when I started adding in, you know, my longer walks or my hikes, or going for a long swim in the ocean, or doing, you know, more cardio style activities, and doing my weight training where I'll use a little bit lighter weight and do some cardio movements in between the weight training. So I really did enjoy this, and I noticed that my energy was kicking back up and I was able to perform these cardio style movements, exercises. Notice that I was feeling a little bit better throughout the day. My energy was a little bit more sustained and it was nice. I love doing this cardio style workout. So this is the phase where you kind of do more of that cardio base as your energy is starting to increase a little bit more. Going into the next phase, which is the ovulatory phase, which is about 6 to 7 days after your follicular phase. So this is when your estrogen peaks, and this is when your energy is at an all-time high. So this is when they recommended doing more HIIT style and going for heavy weight training and going for PRs. This is when I really went for those heavy deadlifts and heavy hip thrusts and bench press and HIIT workouts and functional training. This is when your energy is at its peak. So doing all of those higher intensity workouts, and this is when you really feel that energy and you feel really good, your mood is good. So this is when you kind of want to do those kind of workouts. So this is the kind of training that I really enjoy. So I really enjoyed this phase of doing those kind of more intense workouts and using my energy when it is at its peak. So this is when, again, I was doing the more high intensity workouts and getting in my heavier lift. And then going into your last phase, which is the luteal phase, which is the last few days of your cycle until you get your period. So at this phase is when your progesterone builds. And this is when you want to kind of cut back from the higher intensity workouts and do kind of moderate kind of cardio. So this is when you get in your Pilates or just your lighter strength training or doing your cardio. It's a little bit lower intense than the previous phase where you can do all those high intensity workouts and get in those really heavy lifts. So this is when you do kind of a little bit less than what you were doing before, but still getting in that movement, getting in that lifting. So Pilates or light strength training and things like that. So recently I started doing Pilates and really been enjoying it. I've been going to an actual reformer Pilates class, and then I do some Pilates at home as well. Really enjoyed adding some more Pilates into my routine. Towards the end of the luteal phase is when your energy is starting to drop a little bit more because you are about to be on the time of your month. So this is when, you know, you're doing those more lower impact, not so intense workouts. So that's kind of the ending phase of your entire cycle. So what are my thoughts on the cycle syncing workout plan. I followed the cycle syncing plan for maybe 6 to 7 months, and I really followed it religiously. So I would do all of those workouts religiously and make sure that I was doing every one when it came to my cycle, just because I wanted to give it a full run and give you guys my best advice and my personal opinions on it and see if it really worked for me, especially from me having PCOS and having a hormone imbalance, seeing how it affected my hormones. So I really loved it, and I felt like I was using my energy at the best times. And also, I don't know why it brought out more of like a feminine energy for me, because for so long I was doing so many masculine workouts, so heavy lifting, bodybuilding style workouts, and then moving towards yoga and lower impact and doing Pilates and different things like this. I felt like I was kind of getting into more of a feminine style of working out, which my body adapted really well to. I was working out with very high intensity and working out way too much. I was feeling inflamed, I was feeling bloated, I was feeling all of these different issues for putting way too much stress on my body. So adding in those lower impact style workouts really made a positive impact on me, and cutting out all of those crazy sprints and jumps every single day to walking, I think this really showed a huge difference for me and my hormones and my stress levels, was just kind of taking it back a few notches and adding in some of those lower impact style instead of those high intensity trainings every single day. So my body responded very well to this. However, it was kind of hard to manage. So I was always checking my phone, always checking my notes to make sure, I was on the exact day when I should be doing it, at the exact time of my cycle, which type of workouts, and it was kind of all over the place. I felt kind of unorganized because I love to have a workout split for the week, and I love to have a workout split for the week where I'm kind of organized and know what I'm doing. But when I was doing this kind of cycle syncing, it was kind of confusing for me. So I was never doing, I was never on a good routine because I was always mixing it up. Shifted back after doing these strict cycle syncing for about 6 to 7 months, went into more of a routine where I was involving all of those kind of workouts in it every single week. So right now my workout routine looks like 2 to 3 kind of strength training functional style days, and then 1 day of just walking and stretching, and then 1 day of more lower impact Pilates style. So that is how my typical week works now, and I'm still getting all of the benefits from the cycle syncing that I was experiencing before. The only difference now that I'm doing is when I'm on my period, I make sure that I'm not doing any kind of strenuous training. So no HIIT training, no heavy lifts, no heavy strength training. I make sure that I am doing low impact walking, swimming, stretching, things like that, where it is more low impact and not putting a lot of stress on my body. And I've noticed a lot of my symptoms for my cycle going down. So adding in these lower impact style workouts into my everyday week, and then definitely when I'm on my period, has honestly been such a game changer for me. So if you want to try out cycle syncing, that's how I would recommend starting out. So that way you're not confused and disorganized when you're jumping into workouts, because as we know, doing workouts, getting into a workout plan in general, it can be overwhelming, it can be confusing, and if you add cycle syncing on top of it, that's just kind of a lot for you to remember and a lot for you to have to refer back to. So my recommendation for you is getting that good mix of all of them into your every week routine and seeing how your body adjusts, and starting out slow and making sure that you are doing the menstrual phase as the lower impact and doing all that. And then your rest of your weeks can be kind of a mix of everything. So I actually have an app where I do all my period workouts. So I give you a few examples of what to do when you're on your period, and then workouts for the rest of the month. So I personally enjoyed it. It's not something that I've adopted into my lifestyle, but I did take some things from the cycle syncing, like adding in the lower impact, Pilates, resting when I'm on my period, and honestly, it has really helped me with my hormone balance and helped me just feel a lot better, have a lot more energy, but not doing it to the strict T that the cycle syncing workouts are promoted to be. So let me know if you have any questions, or let me know if you tried out cycle syncing and how you felt with it, or if you're looking to try it and have a few questions, I'm happy to answer. Or if you're confused what kind of workouts workouts are involved with each, let me know. I can answer any questions. I am a personal trainer. I've been doing this for years, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully this gave you a little bit more insight on this new trend from a certified personal trainer. And again, let me know if you have questions. I am happy to answer because I am here for you. I am here to help you with all of your health and fitness needs. But that's it for today, and I will see you in my next video.